A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon deep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Take this guy.
The dungeon labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
Presentation. It is time, maybe not for the recruitment race that we promised last week, but instead for a practice race for the drivers of Truck 200 ahead of their upcoming second season of competition. All 12 races of which will be right here on Turn 200, where you are watching this race tonight. It is 200 kilometers around Auto Club Speedway, and 62 laps is what that boils down to. And we'll see if anybody has what it takes here tonight to walk away with the final preseason race victory ahead of Season 2. It's the broadcast Booth Boys. Tommy Cook, Matt Williamson. Auto Club, it's a personal favorite venue of mine. I'm sure it is up there for you as well. Welcome back to the booth. Welcome back to Auto Club.
Well, it's good to be back. I mean, yeah, Auto Club, one of the better tracks in the sim, I believe. Also, I think one of the tracks that some people are going to miss in real life here coming up next season as well. But yeah, I mean, in this sim, it seems like it always puts on a pretty good show. And really, no matter what car it is, it could be open wheel, stock cars, trucks, ARCA, doesn't matter. Pretty much good anytime we're here, even with only 15 drivers. So I think it's going to be a little bit shorter than what we're used to here in Truck 200 tonight because it is just kind of a practice race. But that just means that the action's going to get hotter quicker than it usually would.
And a practice race for a multitude of reasons. First of all, registration, over 60 drivers now in the league. So we thought we were good on numbers. Maybe we'll come to regret that. Who knows? But we think we're good on numbers. Practice race still, though, for some of these drivers, there are quite a few transfers from Revolution Indy Land who are still getting used to the trucks or are not running them, or not used to running them rather on ovals. So some of those guys could use the practice here tonight. We've also picked up quite a few drivers from elsewhere that race the trucks that want to familiarize themselves with their competition for the season. Still a little bit smaller field than what we're expecting to see week in and week out here. Only 14 drivers will take to the grid for 200 kilometers around Auto Club. But speaking of week in, week out, I'm sure some of these drivers are saving up their mental state for 12 weeks of fantastic racing action. And you've got the schedule for us here, Matt. So what are we looking at? What are some of the dates that Matt Williamson has circled for the next 12 weeks?
Well, if I could circle all of them, I could and I would. But I think something pretty interesting that we're doing this season is we have back-to-back Daytona, regular Daytona, 2.5 miles around the oval on August 28th. And then the very next week, we're going back to Daytona, but it's the road course. So I think that's pretty cool. I know that the Milwaukee Mile should be a good one. Bristol is always going to be interesting. Our last race at Bristol ended up being something very spectacular. So hopefully not quite that many cautions, but it's always action-packed for sure. And then Atlanta. Is that old Atlanta or is that new Atlanta?
That is voted on by the drivers. It is new Atlanta.
Oh, my. So we have Daytona, New Atlanta, and Talladega on the schedule. My goodness.
Absolutely. Yes, so 2 Rovals, basically, with Daytona and Charlotte. Milwaukee is the pick of champion driver Joe Yakes. He's a Wisconsin boy himself, a Florida transplant now. But Milwaukee Mile is basically going to be the Venom Truck Series equivalency to Truck 200 for the endurance race. 200 laps around Milwaukee is going to be draining for these drivers. But that could not have been a better pick for the penultimate race of the season. So kudos to champion Joe. Nashville Super Speedway for you. It's close to home. It's race number 2. Daytona, the 3rd race of the season, is the Matt Williamson Birthday Bash. So you ought to be pretty excited about that, as I am for Talladega, which is Tommy's Talladega Birthday Bash. To be clear, it's the dates closest to our birthdays. It's not on our birthdays, but close enough. And then I think North Wilkesboro, 199 laps. 1 less lap than you were hoping for, just to ramp up the drama that little bit much. So yes, very excited about the season to come here. It should be a lot of fun, especially with this group of drivers. They're friendly towards one another off the track, but on the track, all bets are off. They get after it, and they do it in a hurry. And we might see a little bit of sampling of that here tonight. Yes, we are aware that the Mid-South and the East Coast right now are being battered by storms. That has kept several of our drivers off the grid here tonight. It might also affect some of the drivers that are on the grid. So all the best to everybody who are braving the elements here tonight, whether they're doing it on the sim or with their families or at their homes or work or wherever you are. Hoping the best for you throughout the evening here tonight. About 10 seconds left to go in qualifying. It is all done and dusted, I do believe, as we don't have anybody on the track. So that will mean that the driver that is going to grab his pole here tonight for the practice race for Truck 200 at Auto Club is going to be the reigning Venom Truck Series champion, Andy Poliski. Leading the field to green. To his outside will be Roland Holt. Back on the front row again. He's quite the qualifier here. Let's see if he can stick it out. This is where he got a podium last season, I do believe, to close out the season. So Holt starting in second. Paul Ellison will be on the inside of the second row with Mike Berry to his outside. Luke Peterson and Jeffrey Oakes then on row number 3. Pascal Simard and Jeff Smith on row 4. And Darrell Klotz, Garrett Rainey round out your top 10 starters here tonight. Tyler Pluff and Peter Donchak on row number 6. Then it is Nathan Reynolds. I believe Zachary Flam is disconnected. Hunter Engrave rounds out the field then in the 14th starting position. Matt Williamson, we've got some strategy. We've got some weather conditions as well. How is it looking out there in sunny Fontana, California?
Well, we're going to take a look at our weather conditions here, and it's favorable track temperatures, 86 degrees here on the track temp. It doesn't really come into play too terribly much here, but I really, no matter what temperature the track is, the corners are going to be slick. Those long, sweeping corners, you got to be careful when you get on the throttle, because you could kick that rear end out very, very easily. So that's always something that you got to watch for. We're going to probably have a one-stopper here tonight, I believe. 62 laps?
Yep.
So 62 laps. I think it's a one-stopper. Pretty much going to put this thing right down the middle if I had to guess, unless, we have kind of a weirdly timed caution. Some people might come in a little bit earlier and try to stretch that fuel, but we'll have to see. I think we'll be pretty okay. I think we only have about 14 drivers taking the grid here tonight, so shouldn't be too crazy, but you and I have been proven wrong on that many a times.
I think we had 23 here for the season finale, down below the average that we had last season, but 2 cautions as well, which is right about on the number for the season. So we got Ryan Dye hanging out with us in the chat. Yes, Homestead, Miami, the season opener next week. I have full confidence in you that you will make it further than you did in the Venom Truck Series race at Homestead. But yes, another driver affected by the storms here tonight. Appreciate you hanging out with us on the stream regardless. Mike Berry in particular has said that he is starting to experience some connectivity issues here. He is starting on the outside of the second row.
Well, he's experiencing connectivity issues, and just a heads up, I am experiencing some elemental issues of my own. The air conditioning has gone out in my house.
Oh, no!
Haven't gotten a chance to get it fixed yet, so we are braving the conditions on the inside here as well.
Oh, the humanity in the Turn 200 broadcast center. Drivers are forming up here, 62 laps around Auto Club for the final preseason race ahead of season number 2 of Truck 200. It's Poliski and Holt in control of the field, waiting for the drop of the green from Barney, the virtual flagman, and we are racing in SoCal. Good start here for the 17, or rather it's 17 on the side of the truck for me. Maybe you're seeing the 50 there for Roland Holt, but regardless, Holt out to the lead from the outside pole. Poliski plugging away here on the inside.
It is indeed the 17 for me as well. I think he has a little... Oh! Trouble in the back already!
Oh, boy. Caution is out. Samard, Rainey, and Klotz involved. 3-truck strangle here on the opening lap.
Wow, that did not take long.
So, Klotz, a little bit trying to shoot the middle, maybe some net code. I can't really quite tell. You're going to get a better look at this than I am.
Yeah, trying to shoot the middle in between Samard and Garrett Rainey. Let's see if I have a chase cam here. I do. And you really don't get a great look at it here either. Let's maybe try to find a chopper cam. It's pretty far back, but we should still be able to see it here. Yep, Klotz tries to go to the middle, and now kind of looks like contact, although it is hard to see from this angle. Just kind of rubs the right rear of Samard. Samard goes around right in front of him and then shoots it up into Garrett Rainey, who takes a pretty good lick there. So just 3 trucks involved, but on the first backstretch of the first lap, that's I was afraid we might see it. I was hoping not, but here we are.
Some drivers will elect to head down pit road that were not involved in that accident. Jeff Smith, Tyler Pluff, Daryl Klotz, of course, as well as Garrett Rainey, and Hunter Engrave, Nathan Reynolds in this time as well.
And also, I was hoping to not have to mention this for a little while. Last week for the recruitment race, we did have one fast repair. Since this is more of a practice race than a recruitment race, we have taken that fast repair out of the equation.
Yes, this is league standard rules here tonight. So, no fast repairs, 3 sets of tires, 100% fuel capacity, and the strategy at play already here for some of these drivers that did not get involved in that accident.
Well, we're thinking they have plenty of fuel. I mean, I think on the low side, I think a conservative number for a fuel run is probably 35 laps, so... definitely have plenty of fuel to cut it in half, but maybe some of these drivers just want to push the limit as long as they can, but they're trying to gain the strategy advantage early here.
We saw plenty of strategy and gamesmanship today in actual NASCAR at Michigan. Similar track, a little bit shorter of a race, but that's. It all plays out the same in the end.
Well, fortunately for our drivers here, their pit crews can't make all of the big mistakes we saw on the real track today. There were quite a few blunders on pit road.
Yes.
From some of the mainstayers in the top 10. So fortunately for our drivers here in the sim, their pit crews are not going to make those mistakes. I think the pit stops vary by like 0.7 of a second or something like that. But they're not gonna leave a wheel not on the truck. So we won't have any issues there.
No, if that happens, there's something wrong, and somebody's got some splaining to do.
It would be the developers.
Yes, it would, for sure. Klotz, Rainey, and Simard, all out of the pits, all in the lead lap, all at the tail of this field. Andy Poliski dropped all the way back to third there on that opening 2 turns and a straightaway. So Roland Holt grabbed the lead outright. He will line up to the inside of Mike Berry here. Interesting that he does not take the lane that got him the lead on the initial start, but Holt this time will be in control of the restart. Poliski, Ellison on row 2, Peterson, Oaks on row 3, Smith, Donshak, Engrave, and Pluff, your top 10. Some damage trucks behind them. Good start for Holt. Berry away. Poliski in line as well here in third. Peterson trying to snag fourth from Paul Ellison and Will.
A little bit farther back, still extremely jumbled up in the back half of the field. Here goes Paul Ellison looking to move ahead on Peterson.
Trying to take that spot right back. Ellison on the bottom. A little bit of a slide. And clear on his teammate. Jeffrey Oaks right here hounding the 89 now as well. And we got a lap in. Love it.
Well, we were 4 wide through turns 1 and 2. In the back half of the field, I was getting real nervous there for a second.
Not out of the woods just yet.
Here goes Poliski. Tried to look to the inside. It's cut off by Berry.
Poliski a little bit loose there on the bottom. Will lose some time to that 28. Oaks and Peterson basically bump drafting through the straightaway. Or through the trioval, rather. Jeff Smith underneath of Hunter Ingrave to try and take the 7th spot away, or rather trying to hold on to that 7th spot. Ingrave trying to work around the outside.
Smith not able to get it done. He's going to fall back in line here for a second. Smith is utilizing more that middle lane, or second lane anyways, to try and create the runs on the straightaways.
Poliski awfully close to the wall there on turn 4. Exit. The top 4, nose to tail. Holt leading Berry, Poliski, and Ellison. Peterson and Oaks not too far behind. Engrave and Smith trying to catch up as well. Poliski way high.
Yep, he's trying to find something different here. Goes way high through turns 1 and 2. It allows Ellison to pull up right next to him. I'm not sure you can go quite that high in the trucks. I think I'm not sure there's enough horsepower to really make it work the way you want it to there on the top. Way on the top anyways.
That's where I always send it, but I don't ever do well here. I just like racing it. Berry working over Holt and Poliski and Ellison side by side.
Kind of running that top. Might be a conservative tire play as well, though. Really hasn't lost any ground, and maybe conserving a little bit of that tire wear just a bit, and Every little bit helps. Oh, here he goes to the
Big
bottom
run.
now.
Big run, and he's clear. Up to second. Big moves from the 32.
And Ellison. Oh, Ellison's getting turned.
Yikes.
And they're still
Still
wrecking.
pulling in. Yeah. That was Jeffrey Oakes came down off the wall and got into the 55 of Ellison. Jeff Smith had done a good job checking up to avoid it, and then he got piled into, I'm not sure by who. So 4 trucks with some pretty decent damage on them. And the caution is out for the second time here on just lap number 10.
Gonna back it up just a bit here. Ellison in the 55, Oakes in the 5. And Oakes comes up in here and he taps the wall out of the corner and then drifts down the racetrack. A lot of net code here as well. Ellison just engine compartment first into the wall. That's probably going to be a day ender, or at least quite a bit of repair time needed. And then everybody's trying to get slowed down. They're all just kind of piling into each other here down on the bottom of the racetrack. Rainey, Smith, and Oakes. Oakes actually ends up getting turned here. Pit stops are underway. Pretty much everybody in this time.
Yep, this one is going to be close to the end, but 10 laps. And some more caution laps to help that number out as well. Could see some interesting strategy plays at play.
I don't know. Maybe less drivers makes some of the others think they have a better chance of winning, and it's getting pretty chippy. Also, just a practice race, so some of them thinking that their bold moves aren't really going to affect their season, so they want to get them out of the way and try everything they can now, maybe.
Well, and the thing is that the mood over the radio right now is pretty docile. Everybody knows it's just a practice race. Like you said, some people trying some things that they wouldn't normally try. Also, netcode is a thing. Anybody who has watched, I don't know, the last week of competition here on Turn 200 has seen what netcode is capable of. So I don't think anybody is really that surprised or at least taking it personally anymore, at least.
Yeah,
I'm taking it personally, though.
Yes, taking the netcode personally, absolutely, as a league proprietor, is definitely something that we take seriously. But I mean, most of our drivers here are pretty well veterans of sim racing. They kind of understand that sometimes that thing happens, especially as of late. So, not wanting to jump to any bold conclusions here before they see a replay.
Well, Hunter's trying to call, or rather, Mike Roland Holt, goodness gracious, is trying to call high. Took a couple of attempts, but we finally got it sorted out. So should be coming to green here on lap 13. We're underway. Mike Berry did not get a good restart there on the inside.
No, and he is stacking it up big time. They are all bunched together here. Looking at 4 wide again through turns 1 and 2. It'll have to sort itself out, hopefully.
You would hope. It does for the time being. Engrave right now showing the way. Poliski has gone from 3rd and is looking to go up to 1st.
Poliski to the lead, comes down to block the advance from Holt. And now Luke Peterson, he's looking for 3rd on the inside of Engrave. And Engrave either took fuel only or only 2 tires, I believe. He was out of the pits way before anybody else.
And yeah, now that I'm thinking about it here, Hunter Engrave was the first one out of pit road. I don't know why Roland Holt was trying to choose his own lane. That's something we're going to have to figure out here. But you're right, the Hunter Engrave is dropping back here pretty rapidly.
Definitely made some sort of a strategy call, and it's just not working out right now. Will likely drop back to 5th here if Barry can clear. Not quite yet. But you can kind of hang on if you run a little bit of a higher line here. You keep the momentum going rather than kind of going towards the bottom and need the grip to get a good run out of the corners. You can just kind of roll pretty good here for quite a while. Barry is finally clear on Engrave. Oh, somebody in the wall a little bit farther back. I think it was Jeff Smith.
Yep, Smith and Klotz both got up into the wall, I do believe. Oh, yeah, he's got big problems on that car. We'll have to go back and take a look at that one.
Yep, and this starts well before that. I'm actually going to have to go back.
Yeah,
here we go.
Back that up.
It looks like Klotz coming out of turn number 2 here. He's trying to get to the outside of Smith, and Smith kind of cuts him off a little bit. He comes right across the nose of the 14. That's how he got into the wall in the first place. And as we continue down here into turn 3, Klotz almost got into the wall on entry here. And Smith just comes straight up the racetrack. Now, going to back this up one more time. I want to do the whole thing, full speed, out of turn number 2. Cockpit cam. This is on board with Smith. You saw him get in the wall. And more drivers down pit road.
Engrave, Simard, Ellison, Rainey as well. So 3 cautions already, not quite to halfway. The racing up front, when we can get some laps strung together here, pretty good.
It certainly is. We've seen kind of more of the same drivers up front. It's been kind of a battle between 4 drivers pretty much all night so far. Some differing strategies here. We had some drivers come down to the pits for their 3rd time tonight. Engrave is one of them, along with Garrett Rainey. And then a couple of drivers trying to get some damage fixed, I believe. Pascal Samard is one of them. This is his 3rd time down as well. Of course, he was involved in, I believe, the first incident of the night. So
yes,
probably still trying to get some damage fixed from even that, if I had to guess.
Restart will be on lap 20. Poliski and Holt saying over the radio they're having fun racing up here. They're putting on quite the show. Barry and Peterson behind them. Donchak and Reynolds on the 3rd row. Pluff and Engrave. Rainey and Samard then round out your top 10. Paul Ellison in 11th. We'll try to get this thing clean and green. Great restart here for Poliski. Holt and Barry side by side for second. A little bit of shuffling behind them. Nearly 3 wide. Pluff and Engrave tight quarters. Peterson to the inside of Holt, trying to take 3rd away.
Side by side at a couple of different spots here. Peterson and Holt, and then right behind them it's Reynolds and Hunter Engrave. Reynolds trying to squeeze into the outside lane. He does, barely. This is a pretty big group forming up here. Actually, I take it back. That was Reynolds and Tyler Pluff. Pluff in the Hellman's number 39.
So Engrave just set the purple lap of the race, 45.94. He is on the march here on some fresh rubber, up to 3rd.
Yeah, I think definitely a strategy play last time around. Either didn't take tires or only took right sides for Engrave. This time around, came down pit road again. Definitely put on all 4 this time because I think he realized he desperately needed it.
Reynolds bump drafting to his teammate on the 17. Roland Holt trying to make up ground on Peterson as here goes Engrave to the outside of Barry for 2nd.
Engrave getting huge runs around the outside right now.
Done with Barry. Next up, Poliski.
And the 56 is an absolute rocket ship around the outside right now.
Poliski doing all he can to hang on to it here on the inside, but it seems all but inevitable. Hunter Engrave leading across the line that last time by. Now is the leader outright. And Barry on the attack now to the outside of Poliski for second.
Of course, I heard the term rocket ship about the 19 a lot today from the NBC crew, and well, we know what ended up happening there. So definitely a lot of racing left here.
Peterson gives a bump there to Poliski. And Luke will move underneath of Andy now to challenge for third.
Meanwhile, Pluff is moving through the field here as well. Into the top 5 now. He's right behind this battle with Peterson and Poliski.
Tell you what, Mike Berry is not letting Hunter Engrave get away from him. He was a little bit quicker that last time around.
And really, none of these guys letting anybody get away from them at all.
No.
I mean, we are still pretty stacked up here, of course. In the trucks at a track like this, there is a lot of drafting to be had down the straights. Barry looking more to the inside, getting some clean air here through turns 3 and 4.
Single file for the most part. Tyler Pluff trying to make a move here on Luke Peterson for fourth. Oh, Pluff, I can't tell. He got awfully close to the wall if he didn't get it in. Didn't lose a ton of time, though, so maybe just a bit loose. The lap 28, still yet to get to halfway here. And for the cautions to open this race, things have settled down for now. Everybody knock on wood that it'll stay that way. Got 9 trucks in the lead lap, 2 more that are running, and 3 trucks that are presumably out of the race, including the Mopa Motorsports teammates and Jeff Smith. Barry inching his way closer and closer to this 56 of Hunter Engrave.
Yeah, everybody kind of settled in for right now. Reynolds has been all over the back of Roland Holt here as well. Engrave really likes this outside line. Barry trying more. Second lane up, even down towards the first lane. I think he can try the first lane more in 1 and 2 than it works in 3 and 4. Here goes Peterson to the bottom here in 3 and 4.
And while Peterson is making this move on Andy Poliski, he's getting baseball scores fed to him by Nathan Reynolds. And maybe the scores are so shocking here that Tyler Pluff is finally going to make this move and might make it stick here on the outside.
Yeah, Peterson, a bit of a mistake there, I think. Went to the bottom to try to pass Poliski. Lost a lot of momentum through that corner, and now Pluff is on his outside. Oh, boy, we're kind of stacking up here a bit.
Top 2 pulling away. Paul Elson has just hit pit road. Pluff nearly up into the wall. Peterson rolls out of it. Holt and Reynolds pushing through on the bottom.
This almost looks like tandem drafting days.
Just about.
The front 2 doing about the same. Barry now disconnects. He's to the bottom again. Reynolds and Holt do get through on Peterson and Pluff.
So it's a 2-spot swing here for Roland Holt, who is trying to work his way back up through the field. And just as we're watching them, Mike Berry has really closed this gap on Hunter Engrave. Can he make a move for the lead here into turn 1? Nope, he's going to stay tucked right underneath of that 56 for now. Will swing to the bottom.
Trying to force a bit of a mistake out of Engrave is the 28. No such mistake to be had as of yet. Barry still working the bottom.
This is the best look he's had since Engrave got out into the lead. Pulling right up, nose to nose with the race leader.
Pulled even on entry now. Maybe a bit of a slider through turn 1. It's complete for now. We'll see if there can be a crossover had by Engrave.
Engrave did go to the bottom to try and set up the crossover, but I think Barry was too far out. A new leader, 28. Meanwhile, Roland Holt and his teammate Nathan Reynolds are battling side by side. Those two are also teammates with Mike Berry, the new race leader, White Knuckle Racing, a force to be reckoned with here in the incoming season.
Well, Reynolds gets through on Holt, but they both have their hands full here with Pluff.
Oh,
Pluff.
boy,
Oh.
awfully close.
All over the back of the 17 here.
Oh, nice touch. A shot from Pluff to Holt. Was well within netcode range of that right rear quarter panel throughout the tri-oval. Then the 39 actually gives the shot up to the 50. And now we'll find his hands full with Luke Peterson. Preach making the move on the outside. And cleared.
A lot of movement here.
Absolutely. Lots of factors at play. Loose setup, tire management, strategies all over the place. Sun is setting. Not going to set by the end of the race, but it's going down. And so are temperatures, presumably. Garrett Rainey has just hit. Yes, and Reynolds is in a battle we are very familiar with on Tuesday nights. Reynolds clear on Poliski. Holt to the outside of the 32.
All of these drivers came in to pit on the same lap. Here comes Poliski.
It was Garrett Rainey last time, Andy Poliski this time.
Top two still pretty much nose to tail. It's Barry over Engrave for right now.
Let's see if Poliski pitting has made anybody hit the panic button through the field. Does not look like it.
You can see him start to slide on the exit of these corners, especially there in turn 2.
I believe everybody has definitely been on pit road up to this point at least once, if not twice, under caution. Poliski and Rainey, the only two that have pit under green since our last restart. This should be the last pit stops for everybody. And again, only 3 extra sets in the pits. So potentially these drivers may be out or saving one last set just in case of a green-white checker.
Engrave all over the back of the 28 here on entry to turn 3.
Different lines. Engrave may have a bit of a run here. And he does. A massive surge down the straight. And we'll return the favor. Little speed boost there. From second up to first.
Another big run here.
Well, you do the same. Give him another bump. There was a little wobbly down the back straightaway there. A little unsettling to try and send the bump up.
We'll go to the cockpit here with Hunter Engrave running this top side right by the wall. And another run. Kind of has to lift a little bit. He got to the left corner. You can see how much he sends it in farther than Barry does.
Barry looking for the big run up. Engrave's going to have the big run out. But again, is it enough for him to try to make a move here before green flag pit stops?
That was about as good of a chance as he's had, I think. He lifted just a little bit before they got to the entrance of 3.
Barry will have another big slide up.
Nathan Reynolds, Tyler Pluff in the pits. He has some good runs, just not taking them right now. Engrave on a little bit fresher tire here as well. About 5 green flag laps probably.
Roland Holt will be pitting this time. So Holt is in third right now. Poliski's in between these two and Holt. And looks like Peter Donchak is coming in this time as well. Big bump there. Look at Poliski advancing here on fresh tires as the 89 of Peterson will be pitting this time now from third. Leaders move up top. Poliski going to work underneath to unlap himself.
This is going to make Barry run a line he really hasn't run all night. Engrave has. Does Engrave have an advantage here? He does get to the outside.
He's there.
Now will Barry maybe just take this opportunity to pit? I'm sure he's thinking about it.
Yes, he sure is. Good call. While he's got Engrave boxed out there, Barry will try to come to pit road this time. He is going awfully fast here. Locks him up. It. Oh, man. Keeps it off the wall, so that's a plus. But, I mean, a huge time loss here for Mike Barry. And he did get it down to pit road speed. But, holy cow. That's, I thought he might have been sending it in there a little hard, and he sure was.
Now, how does Engrave respond? Engrave. Oh, there's contact behind him.
Oh, my. That's Reynolds. He's going to bring it back up on the track. He saves it. I don't know how.
Pluff is going to unlap himself here. I'm going to try to take a look at a replay on that. I didn't quite see what happened.
I didn't either.
Oh, and actually they were kind of almost 4 wide here down the backstretch.
Never what you want to hear.
Reynolds did not expect there to be somebody there in the middle lane because there wasn't when he made the move. And then the gap got filled. He wasn't aware of it. A hell of a save, though. Now Pluff is all over the back of Poliski. This is for position. And Pluff on 5-lap newer tires than the 32.
And these two are putting in some time on Hunter Engrave, who I believe is coming in this time.
Poliski went for a block. Pluff made a huge move to the inside.
So this could be the battle for the lead here, depending on how hard these two are digging and how cleanly Engrave can get onto pit road.
Pluff makes that move work for now. Engrave.
A little wobbly, but we'll get it down to pit road speed. So the race is on. Pluff and Poliski entering turn 3. Engrave still in his box.
Still getting left sides put on, too.
I wonder if he must have slid through his box or something. I think Pluff and Poliski may go out in front of Engrave here. They will, but can this 56 track down the front two? Who will have quite a bit older rubber than the man they just took the race lead from.
Well, this will
Either way,
this will be a large margin to make up here.
yes, it will. Tyler Pluff showing the way. Poliski not letting him get away just yet. Hunter Engrave then is all the way back to, I believe, 6th.
And when he cycled back out, he was over 7 seconds behind your leader.
That's the dangers of running the overcut.
Well, with only 15 laps to go here as well, it's not like he has a ton of time left.
No, certainly
where
not.
Pluff and Poliski will wear out their tires on a really long run. Engrave is really going to have to hustle this thing.
And Engrave only came out about 0.8 of a second ahead of Mike Berry, who spun out on pit road entry.
Like you said, camera wasn't on it. I didn't catch it. May have been an issue on the box entry. Reynolds and Peterson fighting for 4th right now. Engrave is behind them.
And he is tracking them down, but he's just not going to get himself maybe up, even back up to the podium.
Yeah, he's about 6 seconds behind Pluff now, so he's gained a second, but it took about 3 laps to do it.
And Roland Holt has moved past Andy Poliski to get up to that 2nd spot, trailing by about 1.2 seconds behind Tyler Pluff, who is closing in on what would be the final checkered flag of the preseason for season number 2 of Truck 200. If you're enjoying what you see here tonight, we want you to be back here every Monday night. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and like on the stream as well. Every little bit helps us grow and continue to spread the good word of truck racing here on Turn 200.
We certainly have a lot of it to share.
Yes, we do.
I actually saw an interesting poll on the iRacing League's Facebook page today, and trucks. The question was what the favorite car or vehicle to drive is on the sim, and the NASCAR trucks was a large margin winner.
It's not the poll I thought you were referencing. That was going to get interesting real quick.
I'm not even aware of another one, so I'm not going to ask.
No, the one I'm referencing is nuts. That's for sure.
Ah, of course.
Nathan Reynolds getting past Luke Peterson to move himself up to 4th, and now Hunter Engrave is knocking on the door.
Yep, Engrave is right here, but he's got to be careful. He doesn't want to get boxed in, which is exactly what's looking to happen.
Poliski fading away from Roland Holt, who is on the charge here late. He is going to catch Tyler Pluff here at this rate, but they're still battling 3 wide behind them.
Oh, my. Engrave going for a power move.
Wow.
Was not much room up there.
No.
They're 3 wide.
Reynolds about got put in the sandwich there.
Wow.
And so did Engrave just a little bit before that.
That was about best case scenario for what looked to be a pretty grim spot. Engrave just about got boxed in there and then just about got put in the wall.
Roland Holt continues to cut into the gap down to about 0.7 of a second.
Good thing for
9.
Engrave here. Came in 10 laps after Andy Poliski, who's in 3rd, so should have a pretty big advantage over the 32 here.
And we'll keep an eye on his lap times. He's about 0.7 of a second faster than the race leader right now. It's not out of the realm of possibility, even though we wrote it off early. If these two can start battling away up front, Engrave could get himself back up into the mix here. Never say never.
Yep, and here goes Engrave. Huge run on the 32 on the backstretch. Will
Quick work of
easily
Poliski.
take this spot. Yep.
Engrave to 3rd. 3.5 seconds.
Holt has fallen behind Pluff quite a bit here as well. About a half a second behind, so Engrave, it's not going to be too long, and Engrave's going to be able to catch that draft as well. And he's going to catch them all that much quicker.
Well, Holt has been about 1/10 to 2/10 faster than Pluff. These last couple of laps. What's going to help Engrave out if these guys can fan out and punch that hole 2 trucks wide? As Poliski going high, Peterson underneath. This is for spot number 4.
Yeah, and I think Poliski's probably in trouble here. He went for a big undercut.
Yeah, he was
Not
the second
sure it's-
second truck into the pits, and he is going the wrong way as a result.
Oh, wow, really loose here out of 2 as well. Oh! What in the world is
Just having a little fun.
Nathan Reynolds? Paging the 51?
Well, I tell you this much, Roland Holt is inside of 2/10. Hunter Engrave is inside of 2 seconds. It's all about to start happening here.
Yeah, I think you're right. Reynolds is just having some fun. He's way down on the apron. We're going to go to the cockpit with Engrave. These are your leaders just in front of him. He's
Closing in rapidly.
smelling the blood in the water here. It'll be 5 laps to go when they cross the line.
Well, Holt and Pluff less than a truck length separated here. Engrave, this last time by, it just made up a gobboon of time. 7.5 of a second quicker than the top 2.
Well, Pluff and Holt are starting to battle with each other. That's only helping the 56.
The sand is running out of the hourglass. Paul Ellison says he put his crew chief hat on and is trying to get Luke Peterson the best finish possible. kind of stuck out in no man's land between this great battle for the top 3 spots and the interesting battle that's happening behind him. As Barry's gotten around Poliski and Reynolds are having some fun.
Meanwhile, the battle rages on up here for the lead.
Engrave, much fresher tires. He is here. Three laps to go. 3 truck breakaway. Pluff to the bottom. Holt in the middle. Engrave up top. Holt drifting up to the top now. Going to open the door for Engrave to try and sneak underneath. Big run down the back stretch here. What was it, 7.5 seconds when he came out of the pits?
Yes.
Never had any doubt.
Maybe even a little bit more than that.
Never doubted it for a second. Still got to get the pass done, though. Pluff has proven to be a tough customer here tonight. 2 to go.
Here goes Engrave to the outside again. This has been the line all night for the 56. Gets the big run. He's going to try it here.
For the lead. Pluff trying to get down to a quarter panel, get a little side draft, upset this 56 truck anyway he can, but he's going to get up into the wall. The white flag is out. It's Hunter Engrave's race to lose. Holt is in close proximity, but Engrave has got the fresh rubber on this truck. Over 7-second deficit overcome for Hunter Engrave. Quite the rally here at Auto Club, and he is going to take the practice race checkered flag. And crew chief Paul Ellison got his driver that podium. It's Holt in second, Peterson in third.
He sure did. Pluff hit that outside wall and just dropped like an absolute rock to the bottom of the ocean. Still trying to nurse his way across the line.
It's a disappointing end to Pluff, who led pretty much the entire back half of this race. But Hunter Engrave gave up the lead. Had a lot of work to do, but finished it up front. And he'll get to burn him down.
He sure does. A great looking paint scheme here, by the way. Love the SpongeBob SquarePants truck we got going on right now.
And he is getting after it.
Of course, Engrave, a popular name in the open wheel world here on iRacing, now takes his talents to the NASCAR stock. The trucks, unbelievable. Gets a win here.
It's his second channel win. Was a winner with the Daredevil Series at Lime Rock Park. And now carries some momentum into Truck 200 Season 2. The burnouts continue. Quick look at our finishing order here. As Engrave, Holt, and Peterson, your top 3. Mike Berry and Andy Poliski, your top 5. Peter Dotchak will finish in 6th. Garrett Rainey in 7th. And Tyler Pluff, a disappointing into his race after looking really strong all night long. He will finish the last truck on the lead lap in 8th. Nathan Reynolds, I think, wrecked himself onto pit road at the end of the race, so he will finish in 9th. Pascal Samard, the last truck running at 10th. Paul Ellison ended up crew chiefing at the end of the race. He'll finish in 11th as a driver, 3rd as a crew chief. Not sure how we'll log that in the stat sheet, but Jeffrey Oakes, then Jeff Smith and Daryl Klotz, 12th, 13th, and 14th, all DNFs there from that lap 25 accident. All right, shall we do some interviews? I say
think we shall.
And we'll go ahead and start with your 3rd place finisher. It is Preach Luke Peterson. Welcome up to Booth 200, partner. Congrats on a nice solid run for you here tonight.
So that's what it looks like in here. I didn't know what it didn't look like from being repaired in the pits.
Yeah, we got some nice wallpaper up here. It's it's nice and comfy at the end of the races. It's nice to finally get to talk to you on a Monday. I mean, consistently one of the drivers with the crappiest luck, in my personal opinion. But you didn't need luck here tonight because you were up front making moves all night long. It looked pretty comfy out there.
I'm really confused, to be honest, because Auto Club last year was probably one of my worst tracks, and it just felt really smooth this time. It felt like the truck gripped well, and it was easy to drive. Felt like there were some really, really competitive people up front, so it's nice to be able to stick around in the end.
Well, there you go. Matt, what do you got for Preach here?
I feel like just been trending in the right direction on all days of the week here as of late. I feel like you're going to be a contender for the top 5 here. Are you planning on running the whole season here with Truck 200?
That is my plan. Now, the Macho Man Randy Savage truck, that's a thing that was prepped for tomorrow night. We'll snap into Slim Jims tomorrow. But yes, the Mountain Dew truck will be back with the Alabama gang. We're going to see what happens. In fact, we might even have a Chevrolet surprise next week. Who knows?
Ooh.
I love a good helping of Chevrolet surprise. And I like snapping into a Slim Jim as well. It's a great looking truck. Excited to see it on the high banks of Bristol tomorrow. Anybody you want to shout out here in the meantime?
In the meantime, I always shout out the Alabama gang down there. If it hadn't been for Paul and Garrett coaching me through pit stops, I probably would have blown that and finished in like 8th. And shout out to my beautiful wife, Kim, and my parents, because they probably watch this. Hi, Tommy. Hi, Karen. That's about it.
And yeah, of course, shout out to your crew chief, Paul Ellison. He took credit for your 3rd place victory or 3rd place finish here tonight. So,
see, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's a 3rd for both of you. It's a 3rd for the team. Excited to get going here this season. Any race in particular you're looking forward to here on the calendar?
Oh, well, you had to ask me, didn't you?
I always do because I know nobody
Lord.
ever remembers the race.
Let's see right here. North Wilkesboro is on that schedule, and you know how I feel about North Wilkesboro because I get wrecked out there every time, but I'm usually in the front when I get wrecked. So don't wreck, finish in the front. I have a plan. It's going to work out.
It sounds like a great plan, and we're looking forward to it here, partner. Got a few weeks to wait, but best of luck in the meantime. Best of luck tomorrow at Bristol as well.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
And Roland Holt historically does not do post-race interviews, but it's another podium for him tonight at Auto Club. He finished the season last time around with a 3rd place finish. Does one better here tonight. Congrats to Roland Holt on the P2. If you do want an interview, hop into the booth. We'll get you up here. But we'll talk to our race winner here. First, it is driver number 56. Don't go back and watch the broadcast. We definitely didn't write you off there after coming out of the pits so late. But Hunter Ingrave is going to storm back up through the field here tonight and take the victory. Congratulations, driver. If you're here. There we go. Congrats.
Thank you.
So the big decision there at the end of the race to stay out a lot longer than everybody else and make up quite a bit of time. Were you expecting the gap to be that big?
No, not really. I was a little nervous because on the last pit stop, I overshit the pit box a little bit. I was just trying to make sure I was close to Barry because he was really fast and everything. So I was just trying to kind of stay with him. And when I came out of the pits ahead, I was just like cool and everything. But then I saw the gap was like, I think it was like 8 seconds ahead. And I just knew I had to push and couldn't save tires at all. So I was pushing, but then by like 4 laps to go, my tires were almost shot. But the 7 laps fresher tires must have helped enough.
I'd say so. You were gripping and ripping all the way back up through the field. Tell me about your experience level with the truck here. How familiar are you with the stock car racing?
Not very much. I used to do a lot of stock cars probably like 2 years ago, but I've done more road courses now. But I just thought I'd try the truck series this year because I'm in the Daredevil series, so I thought I'd just try the truck series as well because why not, for the heck of it. But it was fun getting back in the trucks. Not a lot of experience though, but it was absolutely very fun.
Matt, what do you got for the race winner?
Well, congrats. I mean, that was a hard-fought win there. A little come from behind. The strategy played into the favor. You tried a little bit different strategy a little bit earlier on in the race, too. Did you take 2 tires or take no tires there on one of those yellow flag stops?
The first 2 cautions, I didn't take no tires. And then the one pit stop, everybody took tires. I didn't. And that's where I went to the outside. I didn't have my headset on at all. That's on the other side of the room. So I was going outside because I knew I didn't have fresh tires like everybody else. So I just wanted to stay high off everybody's way. But then I got moved to the bottom. So I just wanted to try to clear the 17 as fast as possible. Then I slide back. And then on lap 17, where everybody stayed out, I pitted for fresh tires. And yeah, I was just off sequence. My goal was just try to get front, just right up front, then take care of the tires, and then just stay out a little bit longer than everybody else. And it kind of went like that because one of my friends told me, if you can't beat them, try to go off strategy and try to beat them that way.
Well, I'm glad you were able to overcome that snafu there on that restart because that was entirely my fault. Roland was talking to me, asking me a question, and I interpreted that as he was the leader of the race and was trying to take the top side, but he was asking to make sure that you wanted to take the top side. So that was my fault there. Won't happen again. But it all sorted itself out at the end. You take the big win here tonight. Anybody want to shout out or thank here tonight?
Yeah, I would just like to do a shout out to my mom. Last Saturday was her birthday. So happy birthday, Mom. This is my gift from you. This was for you, Mom. And then just big shout out to Dakota for making this amazing SpongeBob livery.
It does look great. The old Sunset Arctic graphics and games livery with SpongeBob. Looks great. Looks even better in Victory Lane. Hoping to see more of you there at the top spot at the end of these races going forward this season. Congrats on the big win.
Thank you very much, sir.
Alrighty, that is how we're going to wrap things up here tonight. Anything you want to say in closing, Mr. Matt Williamson?
Well, shout out to the drivers that came out to race tonight. We changed it from recruitment to practice on a pretty short notice. So thanks to the guys that are in the league that came out to race with us here tonight. As always, shout out to the people we had here in the chat. Just a couple here tonight. Ryan Diet State Line Sim Racing missed you here tonight, but hope that everything is good weather-wise there out east. And shout out to Paul Ellison hopping in the chat here for a little bit after his race came to an end, and he became a crew chief for the second half of our race here tonight.
So that is all we got lined up for you here tonight. Of course, tomorrow it's the Venom Truck Series at Bristol for the None of Your Beeswax 220. It's the throwback race. We got the special surprise lined up as well for the drivers. That'll be exciting. Wednesday night, the Daredevil Series will be at the Daytona Road Course under the lights. Nighttime road course racing here on Turn 200. Thursday for Maximum Velocity Racing League. They are at Chicagoland, I do believe. And then back here next Monday, it is the season opener for season number 2 of Truck 200 at Homestead, Miami Speedway. The best way to make sure you are here for all of the racing action that we got lined up here on Turn 200 is to hit the subscribe button on your way out of the stream tonight and hit like on the stream as well while you're down there. We appreciate you greatly. We wouldn't be here without you. We hope to see you again here sometime soon. But until we meet again, for everybody with Truck 200 and for the GOAT, Mr. Matt Williamson, I'm Tommy Cook. Will you say so long here tonight from Virtual Auto Club Speedway, where Hunter Engrave stands tall and wraps up the preseason for Truck 200.